So I'm going to speak briefly on this Jamal Charlo thing with Abel Sanchez. I did hear the video a couple weeks back on Dante's Boxing Nation. I will put a link to that video in the description of this video. If you haven't checked it out, Dante's Boxing Nation did a interview with Abel Sanchez, who is the trainer of Gennady Golovkin. If you don't know that already, all right. And they were basically speaking on Jamal Charlo, and this is what I got from it. Okay. Abel seemed a bit frustrated in that interview. He wasn't usually his cool self. He was kind of going off. It sounded like more of a rant from him. Okay. I don't know if he had just recently heard the video or the call out of Jamal Charlo. Okay. And he seemed to be really uptight about it. All right. As a trainer, whatever, he's a little bit emotional for his fighter. So I can kind of understand that. The only real problem I had with it was he's like, this is a gentleman's sport. It was so disrespectful. I'm not going to give him, he doesn't even deserve a chance because he's being disrespectful. Okay. My whole thing is I didn't like that aspect of the interview because it's like, not for nothing, but as far as this being a gentleman's sport, not really. This is a sport that people can die in the ring. People are bashing each other's face in. All right, this is not really a gentleman's sport. Yes, Triple G is a gentleman. There's a lot of fighters, Anthony Joshua, these guys, they shake hands. They're very respectful. I mean, they're overall like that. They can be like that and fight with a fighter and just still be respectful. There's some fighters that are just not respectful. At the end of the day, calling somebody out constantly and saying that he didn't do nothing and, I'm a real fighter. If a fighter is hyped and amped about fighting you, okay, I don't really see that as disrespect. You start talking about a person's family, or the loved ones and stuff like that. You're taking personal shots at someone. That could be disrespectful. But wanting to fight someone is not really disrespectful, okay? Now, that's my only issue with that interview, okay? All right? I know Triple G is the star, okay? I know he is the star and everything, but saying, oh, he's being disrespectful, he calling me out, he's not going to get a shot, that's bullshit, all right? I didn't like that. As far as everything else, though, all right, I didn't listen to other videos. Like, I saw a lot of titles, I saw a lot of the channels I subscribed to. I saw the titles, and they were going, kind of going into the direction of Triple G, ducking Jamal Charlo. Okay, we've been down this road before, all right? What I'm gonna say is, Triple G hasn't had the opportunity to duck a Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo has barely been at 160. He just got there. All right. Jamal went to 160 and beat up a fighter that had a wooden leg. All right. Guy's leg was gone in the first round. Okay. The guy he couldn't even move his leg. All right. And regardless, and listen, Jamal Charlo's going to beat that guy down anyway. He's going to beat Highland down anyway. All right. Jamal Charlo has not done anything at 160. That's the fact. That's a fact. There's no debating that. Okay. These guys like Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, these guys have been in the division their whole career. Okay? Their whole career. All right? Jamal Charlo did his thing at 154. All right? He did his thing. He beat Austin Trout. He beat J-Rock. He beat K9 and got the title. That's good. That's good and everything. He didn't fight his brother. He didn't fight Lara. He didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Okay? He didn't fight Canelo. I'm not saying that he wouldn't fight these guys, but we got to bring up the fact that he did not fight these people. He did not fight these people. Okay? He did not fight these people. And now that he's at 160, he's at 160 now. All right? He won one title at 154. He's at 160. He has not fought anyone at 160. Triple G is scheduled for a rematch with Canelo. That is not a duck by fighting Canelo at a rematch. If Triple G decides to go and have a rematch with Daniel Jacobs, that is not a duck. Okay? There are plenty of people The same people that are saying that this is a duck were saying that Gennady Golovkin should fight Daniel Jacobs in a rematch because they thought Daniel Jacobs won the fight. All right? So if you feel that way, if he is to go and fight Daniel Jacobs again, because that was a very close fight, that is not a duck on Jermall Charlo. If he goes and fights Billy Joe Saunders, if he wins beat Canelo, and he goes and fight Billy Joe Saunders, that is not a duck. Billy Joe Saunders has done more at 160 than Jermall Charlo. He's done more in his career, period. He beat Eubank Jr., undefeated, a champion at 168. Okay? He beat Andy Lee. Okay? Like, he just destroyed David Lemieux. Like, we're gonna just act like none of that happened? Like, come on. Like, I like Jermall Charlo too, but like, yo, let's not overrate him, man. Like, he's good. He might be better than Jacobs, Saunders, Triple G, but he has not proven that. Doesn't matter what we see. He has not proven that. All right? He did not prove that yet. He just got to the division. Like, y'all gotta chill. Like, calm down. Like, calm the fuck down, man. Let the guy do his thing at 160. It's cool that Jermall is calling him out. He is the mandatory for the WBC. All right? But that is a crowded division. I believe Derenyachenko is also a mandatory up there. All right? There's him. He hasn't gotten a shot yet. Demetrius Andrade, let me speak on Demetrius Andrade real quick. What is the difference as far as resume is concerned? What is the difference between Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade? They have exactly identical resumes. If you really think about it. They're both from 154. They both just moved up and had one fight at 160. One fight. Okay? They didn't fight elite fighters at 160. Neither one of them. They both were former champions. I know Andre got stripped for inactivity, but he was a WBO champion. Nobody beat him. He's undefeated from 154. So is Jermall Charlo. Okay? Demetrius Andrade beat Monterosian. He beat Willie Nelson. You know, he got a couple good names on his belt. Then you got Jermall Charlo. He beat Trout in a fight that I thought was a draw. Okay? He beat J-Rock. And he beat K9 for a title. Okay? They got similar resumes. They both moved up in 160. And they still haven't fought each other. Are we just going to dismiss that fight? Or are we just going to say, well, Triple G should fight him? Triple G got a fucking crazy... Yo, he got so many options that's available right now. He got mandatories. He got rematches. Okay? You know, that he got to do. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Daniel Jacobs rematch. I want to see him fight Billy Joe Saunders. I want an undisputed title holder. Undisputed champion. So what are we doing with this ducking stuff? This is not like... Basically, like, hey, let's look at it like this. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140. Right? Undisputed. Cleared it out. He goes up to 147. He's going up to 147. Haven't fought there yet. But he's going up to 147. And he's fighting a champion at 147 for his first fight. Now, he's already calling out Errol Spence. Errol Spence is like, well, in both Keith Thurman. They're like, well, I want to see what he does at 147. Are we going to say that Errol Spence is ducking Terrence Crawford? Are we going to say that Keith Thurman is ducking Terrence Crawford? No. Nobody's saying that. So why are we saying that Triple G is ducking Jermall Charlo? It doesn't make any sense. Jermall Charlo hasn't been there long enough to even be put in a position to say that Triple G is ducking him. Like, y'all gotta slow down. Like, yo, fights need to happen. Like, you know, like, this rematch is legit. You know, he's fighting a guy again on a Mexican holiday. They're going to make a lot of money. Canelo's a star. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's a star, and he's a good fighter. What is wrong with that fight? What are we saying? What are we saying? You know? So regardless of what Abel Sanchez said and that rant that he did, you gotta understand, like, facts are facts. This guy just moved up to 160. Triple G gotta stop what he's doing to fight him. I know he's the mandatory. I know he's in line, but there are other fights that oversee that one. The one fight that oversees that is the Billy Joe Saunders fight, without a doubt. Now, he may fight Jamal before fighting Daniel Jacobs in a rematch. He may fight Jamal. He could fight Derenyachenko, which is just as dangerous, you know, or could be. I don't know how good Deren. I mean, I've seen him fight. I mean, he's another guy that's from 160. He's dangerous. He's a good boxer, and he has a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? So he might be the best at 160. I don't even know. But in the meantime, until Jamal gets his shot, I would like to see him fight Daniel Jacobs, who he called out. I would like to see him fight Demetrius Andrade. I would like to see him fight Derenyachenko. Fight these guys to put yourself in that position to get a title shot. Don't just go there and say, I want a title shot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But until you get that shot, because you're probably not going to get it this year, do what you have to do. Beat everybody else at 160. That's all you can do at this point. If Triple G gives you the fight earlier than we expect, then that's great. But until then, you got to fight these other fighters. You know? You got to fight these other guys. And there's a lot of other people at 160. You know? If Saunders is to give Jamal Charlo a shot, which I doubt he will, I'm sure he's trying to fight the winner of Canelo and Triple G. There's plenty of guys out there. You know? We got to stop jumping the gun with this, he's ducking stuff. Stop jumping the gun. All right? This is not like two champions in the division and one of them is trying to avoid the other. This is not what happened. This guy just moved up in weight. He had one fight against a fighter that was not even in the top 10. You know? He went up there and beat him. It was pretty easy. We all expected him to win that fight. We expect him to beat Centeno Jr. in this fight coming up. But let's get the fights we really want to see, which is like the names I said. Jacobs, you know, Andrade, those guys. You know, Derenyachenko. Let's see those fights until you get the Triple G fight. There's not no shade on Jamal Charlo. I love the Charlo twins. I respect the Charlo twins. I've always had love for the Charlo twins. You know, Jamel gave me my first interview. You know, I'm good. I'm solid with them. But I'm not going to just sit here and just act like, no, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be that guy. You know, I'm going to keep it 100 on him. All right? He has not done anything at 160. So if Triple G doesn't fight him, that's cool. Doesn't fight him now. All right? But, you know, he does what he has to do at 160. If he beats Canelo, he beats Saunders, you know, I think Jamal should be in the conversation, especially because he has a mandatory spot. All right? But if we all want undisputed, let's stick to, yo, if you want undisputed, you should want the Triple G fight against Saunders if he is to beat Canelo in this rematch. That should be the first thing. All right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. This is not no shade against anyone, really. It's just like, yo, I'm just trying to keep it neutral here. Like, keep it, like, let's be consistent here. All right? All right, holla at you guys.